I am a September's child. I was born in September 7th, 1985 to be exact. I'm gonna do the math for you, so I'll save you the time. It means that I just turned 38. Aside from the fact that most of the times I don't really feel like a 38-year-old person, because back when I was way younger than I am now, I used to have a very specific image of how a 38-year-old person should be like, look like, think like, act like, live like. And I'm gonna say, thankfully, I am nowhere close to that picture that I had in my head, which was nothing but the product of a stereotype or, expectations that society wanted me to fill. And it means that if I'm nowhere close to that picture, it means that I made my own choices and experiences and mistakes, and those things brought me to be the person that I am today. And that is something that I need to honor. Try to honor every day. On the contrary, sometimes I do very much feel like a 38-year-old, sometimes even older than that. How is that even possible that I'm constantly tired? Does it get any better than this? Please, I need some reassurance, please. But we're not here to discuss this in this video, so I'm gonna move on. Maybe because September, again, is my birthday month. Maybe because September, back when I was in school or university, was always the month where everything would start again. So new school year, new classes, new everything. Or maybe because September is the month right after the summer break. So we kind of like all lean back into our regular life, into our routine. So September to me always had that nostalgic yet magical feel of a fresh new start, kind of like a second New Year's. The possibility to start everything fresh, to have new chances and new possibilities in front of you, and to have a blank new page to write on. So in this spirit, I've decided this year to, out of self-love, to give myself for my birthday the wonderful gift of decluttering. I went around and in my studio and I've decluttered the heck out of my studio apartment. I really wanted to do this mainly for two reasons. Well, first and foremost, because I think that this necessity, this urge to declutter was the natural consequence or just the natural result of a very long healing process. I've been through some very hard years, and I am lucky enough to be able to say at 38 that I feel so much better than I've ever felt in my entire life. Even a year ago, I wasn't, at this point in life. So I really wanted to move away from to honor the me that I am today, and to move away from certain things that no longer relate to the person that I am today, maybe hurt, or maybe don't serve my body or my personality and my character anymore. And partly I wanted to declutter because not everything in life has to be something deep and emotional and meaningful. Sometimes you can just do things out of simple practical reasons. That being, my apartment is really small. I noticed that things were starting to be a little crammed and jammed in here, so I wanted to get rid of a few things so I could have more space for myself. I do strongly believe that our home should be our sanctuary, should be our shelter, should be the place where we can express ourselves the most, where we can feel at our freest, where we can, feel comfortable, safe, protected, all of that and beyond. So our home should not be a warehouse. Our home should not be a storage space. Our home should be our home. Just as simple as that. regardless if you live in a tiny studio, as I do, or if you live in a much larger house. So I think that decluttering every once in a while is something necessary, is something extremely healthy, is something natural, and is an act of self-love. Because that decluttering is not only a way to get rid of things, because not everybody, let's face it, not everybody on this planet is meant to be a minimalist, to live out of like a few belongings, or to live in a small apartment like I do. And I totally respect that. It's just more of a necessity of taking the time to evaluate where you're at in life and ask yourself, is the world that I have around me right here, right now, serve well the person that I am today in this very moment? Are the things that I have around me material, emotional, serving me well? Are these things still expressing the person that I am today? Is there anything that is weighing me down, that is hurting me, or that is blocking me for, moving forward, that I can get rid of? So that is what I think everybody should do, because doing like decluttering with this mentality and not with just a simple mentality of I'm getting rid of a few things, because I need more space. Yeah, that can be useful, but to me it's just much more useful to think in this logic, because everybody deserves to sit down and evaluate where you're at in life out of self-love, because nobody is meant to be the exact same person for the entire course of their lives. Even if we don't notice on a day-to-day basis, but we are constantly changing. So we are absolutely not the exact same person that we were a year ago, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. A few days ago, I just simply went around and taken a look at my apartment, and I've got rid of a few things here and there, and I didn't do anything major. It's not like I've emptied up the heck out of my furniture and dumped it all on my bed, so I had to sleep on the floor for 2 days because there was no other space. No, I just simply noticed that I started to look at things that were in front of me for years with different eyes, and seeing things in a different way started to raise questions. And so I realized that it's probably part of this healing process that I needed to move on from the person that I was and embrace more the person that I am today. And I really hope you're gonna do the same. Maybe this video is gonna inspire you. Anyway, I don't have a lot of footage. I know that videos with fancy footage of people decluttering things and commenting on everything are just very much, very much pleasant to look at and to watch. Sometimes I do enjoy them as well, but sometimes you just want to go with the flow, and you don't want anybody to steal your thunder. And I didn't want, the whole camera setting thing to steal my thunder. I just went ahead and did things. So there's very tiny footage of me doing this, but I was able to get rid of quite a few things. The things that were just meant to be tossed away because too old, broken, were just tossed away. And then I made 2 very large bags, 2 IKEA bags, one meant for donations and one meant for the things that I want to sell. And basically in those bags, there's anything that I no longer use out of various reasons that doesn't suit or represent me, my body, or my personality, and my emotional, psychological self anymore. Things that my ideal self, or maybe my past self, wanted to use really badly, but my current real self no longer thinks the same. And that's okay. Things that needed a replacement, things that were starting to become painful to look at, and I just wanted to move on from, the usual. It feels really, really good to celebrate my birthday with the sense of lightness, and by allowing myself to take more space, I denied myself to take that space for a really long time, and I really want to do that now. So it's better late than never. So I'm going to start at 38 at walking with my back straighter than I ever did. And, you know, no longer think that I should make myself small, but that I have every right to take the space that I deserve. I really hope that this video wasn't a huge ramble. I really hope so. I guess I'm gonna figure out when I'm gonna edit this video. If you're September's child, just as I am, well, happy birthday. I wish you a fantastic new trip around the sun. And if you're not a September's child, well, I still hope at least that you're going to take the time to evaluate things and ask yourself, who are you today and how do you feel today? And if there's anything that you need to move on from, then just do it, because you deserve it. We all do. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like it, to leave a comment below. Share this video with anybody who might enjoy it or, you know, benefit from it in any way. And consider subscribing to my channel if you still haven't. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy September and happy new beginning.